So today we're going to focus a little bit deeper on verbs. And if you remember, we did our present tense be verbs, is, am, and are. So what I want you to do is tell me, if we're going to do is, am, and are, which one goes with this pronoun? Which one goes with I? Is, am, or are? Am, good. He, yes, is. She is, good. It is. You are, excellent. We are, they are. You guys are fast, good job. So you'll see that these are the same. These are the same, and then this one's by itself. Well, that is happening right now. That's the present. I am, he is, right now. What happens if it happened yesterday? How do we say that? So there are certain forms of the be verb that are past tense, just a plain, simple past tense. And for this, we use was and were. So now let's look and see what goes with each pronoun here. Do we say I was or I were? Okay, we say was, good. I was, he was, she was, good. It was, great. You were, good. We were, and they were, good. So now we see that we've got a pattern here as well. We just split it right there. So what happens if you want to do a negative? If you, like, we do is and is not, isn't, are not, aren't. How do we do that for this? Okay, so we do was and not. So to say was not, it goes to wasn't, just like we do isn't. And again, was not. And we say wasn't. Same for there, but how about were? What do we do for were? Were not. We can say we're not, but in less formal English, we're going to say weren't. Weren't. We weren't there. We weren't there last night, or we weren't there on time, so we didn't get to get in. Were not, we write it as weren't. Remember, we squish it together and put an apostrophe wherever we took out the letter. Good. So this is a simple, make sure you have this down in your notes. I'll leave it up at the board for just a minute. But now we're going to get into some more rules. And there are some really simple rules for making past tense regular verbs. And then sometimes it gets a little complicated. So take notes if you need to. And we will start at the beginning. Okay, so we're going to talk about past tense regular verbs, the rules. The first rule and the first basic rule, we're going to start with the two basic. You add D or ED to make it past tense. So bake plus D is baked. Let me write it on the smartboard. Good. Race plus D, okay, raced. For ask, you do plus ED. And for guess, you do plus ED. Okay, so that makes it a past tense. Let's go on to the next one. Did everybody get this rule down in your samples? Okay. Now, if a word, this is the second basic rule. If a word ends in a consonant plus Y, remember we talked about consonants before. We did vowels and consonants. Consonants are the ones that are not the vowels. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Consonant is every other letter. Now, if you have a consonant plus Y, you change the Y to an I and add ed. Just like we have here on the smartboard. We cross off this Y and we change it to an I. So if we have try, we change the Y to an I, and then we add ed, which makes it tried. Okay, same with worried. Worry, change the Y to an I and add ed. Worried. Okay. So those are the two basic rules. Now we're going to get into a little more complicated, and we'll see these rules again as we go through the complicated. So here's a special note. If the regular verb ends in consonant plus E, and you'll see on the screen right here, it's B-A-K-E, that's that silent E, then we just add the D. So that there's a consonant, a C-E, we just add the D, okay? Now, if a regular verb ends in a single vowel and a single consonant, except for X, then you double the consonant. So single vowel, single consonant, ap, clap, ap. Then you double that last letter, clap, plus ed, and that makes clapped. Wish I could write it on here. I write it on the whiteboard right here. Zip, you double that last consonant because you've got a single vowel plus a single consonant. Remember, single means one. One vowel, one consonant, double the consonant. If there's one vowel in the whole word. And then you add ed. All right. So now, if a regular verb has two or more syllables, remember syllables are beats. Laura, Carlos, table. And it ends in L or R. Lots of pieces to this rule. More than two or more syllables, ends in L or R, and the stress is on the last syllable. Let's talk about stress for a second. Stress is where the heavy part of the word is. For example, Lisandra, your name, Lisandra. Do we say Lisandra, Lisandra, or Lisandra? We say Lisandra, so the stress is in the middle. There's only one syllable, there's only one stress. Carlos, do we say Carlos or Carlos? Yep, we say the first one, so the stress is on the car. Ruby, is it on Ru or Ruby? Okay, it's on the Ru, good. Edith, do we have it on the E or the dith? Which one is stronger? We don't say Edith, we say Edith. Yes, so it's on the first part. So let's look at this word on the screen. The word is control. We don't say control, we say control. And we don't say prefer, we say prefer. So when the stress is on the second part of the word or the last part of the word, and then it ends with an L or an R, we have to double that L or R. That's one of those complicated rules. So we have to double that L or R and then add ed. All right, I'll give you a minute to get that one down.